Good morning, America, and good morning, everyone outside of America. All right, today we have a very interesting newsletter, as always, and a pretty challenging video too. You'll be the judge of that. The title is Viking Sunstone Secret Revealed, Reptilius Warning Molech, Children's Sacrifices is Back. All right, so let's start by discussing a little bit about those Viking sunstones. A Viking legend tells of a glowing sunstone that, when held up to the sky, revealed the position of the sun even on a cloudy day. All right. It sounds like magic, but scientists measuring the properties of light in the sky says that polarizing crystals, which functions in the same ways as the mythical sunstone, could have helped ancient sailors to cross the northern Atlantic Ocean. Well, let me tell you something, my friends. Our infantile scientific rational community will offer you all sorts of plausible answers to what this mysterious solar phenomenon is all about. And the same very people, believe me, will never accept that those Vikings were actually involved with extraterrestrials. In the article yesterday, and the video or the day before yesterday that I made called Why Reptilius or Draconis Extraterrestrials Groups Choose or May Choose You, I explain how gold, which is love, light, the sun, life, representing the sun's energy, which is the life giver number one in all our solar systems, okay, not just ours, is channeled by the benevolent Draconis to regenerate and guide human on Earth. Wearing this precious metal or gold offers both protection and magnetize a certain human being to attract those progressive groups of extraterrestrials. Now, there is no doubt in my mind, knowing that the Vikings were surrounding themselves with weaponry or steel, which is the opposite of gold, something that lasts. They were mostly led by the Reptilius, especially to engage in killing people. So that is a very negative type of energy. But, you know, under stress or under some serious moments, some of those Vikings made a wish, you know, how could we be guided when where we reside is cloudy all the time, or when the sun disappears behind the horizon, how can we be guided back home? But those Vikings during those days, they were fishermen. They were not warriors. So they put up a thought into the superconscious in time and space that reached the Draconis. And they told them, okay, this type of rock or crystals will help you to see the sun where nobody sees the sun. But actually, what did happen is when they looked through that crystal, what they saw was a Draconis ship guiding them. Now, of course, I do not expect a lot of you, even though that you are highly spiritual, to actually digest this new information just like that. But think about it. Think about what I just said. And it will make sense. Now, much more explanation is into the newsletter, so please take the time to read it and understand that the benevolent Draconis will use the forces of the sun and will use crystals and make them believe they're actually seeing the sun when the light they're seeing is the ship. It's a ship, a spaceship, which is actually driven, flown by the benevolent Draconis. That should make sense to you. Gold, light, love, the sun. It's all polarity, positive, negative. Again, if you just landed on this YouTube videos ain't going to make no sense to you. So I may suggest you to go back and either listen to a few of those videos or maybe read a lot of those newsletters that are associated with it, because you're going to learn something. All right, now the other one that's pretty interesting is Molech, also Molech, Malcolm or Malcolm, definitely a Reptilius created energy, is the biblical name of Canaanite God. All right, turn this off. Sorry about that. Associated with child sacrifice through fire and war. Again, the name Moloch results from a dysphophonic vocalization of the Second Temple period of theonism based on the root MLK King. Okay, basically, I landed on this article, and let me read it to you. Tourists that visit the Colosseum in Rome these days are getting quite a shock. Hey, remember? Shocking news. Oh, hello. In case you forgot, we are into the shocking window. So I took this as an example. A gigantic statue of a pagan Canaanite deity known as Molech has been erected right at the entrance. In ancient times, those that served Molech would literally sacrifice their children to him, and apparently this involved burning them to death. And now a massive statue of this pagan idol is the centerpiece of a new archaeological exhibition at the world-famous Roman Colosseum. Yes, the exact same Colosseums where countless numbers of Christians were martyred, killed for their faith, is now the home for one of the most monstrous pagan deities that the world has ever seen. It's obvious that the writer of this article is religiously poisoned. It's more than obvious that this person does know nothing about the Reptilius who have created all religion, including Molech. So let me give you some information that will make sense to you. Molech is represented by the earthly sign of Taurus. Taurus is earth. Taurus is money, control, solidity. Okay, and he controls also the banking industry and control Switzerland, where all the banks are located. Oh, kill yourself all over the world, but don't get close to Switzerland, where we have all the money. That's why Switzerland is an independent country. Okay, now this represents how, through indoctrination and fear, humans are controlled to endorse the Reptilius agenda. Remember, those nasty entities need fear, chaos, death, and drama to survive and grow in dark matter. We know the story if you watch those videos before. Now, in this case, the enlightening, warming, regenerative forces of the sun were misused by the Reptilius, burning children through religious sacrifices. Once again, the Draconists are using the sun positiveness to help humanity, okay? That is the Draconists. The Reptilians do the opposite by stimulating the mind of infected, greedy, power-hungry, demanded priests and stimulate them to create deadly cults within their own malicious religious beliefs. Read all the details where I explain the sign of Leo and everything else that goes with it. All I'm trying to tell you again, okay, the sun is love and light. Without sun, there is no love, there is no light, there is no gold, there is no draconis. We cannot live on one leg, one eye, or without the day, there is no night. God, devil, yin and yang, male, female, opposites, polarity. We understand that. Now, when you love somebody, the forces of the sun is there to help you give a piece of gold and show your eternal love to this person. Okay, but if you over love somebody, now you become jealous, you become possessive, and you burn the object of love. This is exactly what happened with this nasty Molech. That was the creation. That was the Reptilius stimulating the mind of a religious fanatic cult leader that thought it may be a good idea to kill the children and burn them to death, thought maybe their crops would grow. So you need to understand the timing, the time when those things were created, and realize that the forces of the sun now were totally exaggerated and misused, or the opposite of the sun that gives love and life. Now they're killing by burning. It's just polarity. So this this entity, this Molech, again, is the product of an infected mind of a religious fanatic who was a leader of a cult during those days. And of course, a traditional religion, which are accepted as benevolent and helping, like Christianity, Mormon, Hare Krishna, Witness of Jehovah, and all the other cults that goes with it, signify total chaos imposed by those entities. All right, so the way I explain it with my English French may be a bit difficult for you to rationalize with. This is why it may be a good idea for you to go and read the newsletter. And as I was writing about gold, my little doggy here, lady, she came and bugged me, say, "Hey, Daddy, take me out, take me out, take me out." So, why now? When I talk about the sun, she's doing this to me? So took her outside, and I took a couple of pictures. You look at her. She's sitting in her ass like there, laying down on her back. And I say, "Okay, let's go back in." "No, I don't want to." So she did not budge. She wanted to stay in the sun. Okay. So that was another signal, because I really pay attention to omens that are sent to me directly by Draco. At the very moment that I talk about the sun, love and light, there goes my little doggy. And then usually when she goes outside, she goes and do her stuff and come back right home. Now, this time she just lay down and look at me. That was Draco talking through her to me, making sure that he understands that the sun also provides vitamin D that can help you physically and emotionally and spiritually to regenerate. You can only get vitamin D through the sun. That's why wherever I go, God thinks I live in Arizona, I take my shirt off and I let the sun going all over me so I can heal better if I have a cold or anything else, or can feel better. If you're negative, you need to be in the sun. So that is basically what the message is in that newsletter. I also post a couple of nasty news. There is an unprecedented blaze that rages across Australia currently, and it forms a lot of nasty clouds. And one of my predictions for next year is a new disease from the lungs that will curse humanity. And of course, God nowhere to stop the fire. That involves, of course, California is enjoying right now respite from fire. However, there is more danger to come, because when I wrote the quatrain a few years ago saying, Hitler's spirit is coming back and God nowhere to stop the fire, and you see what's happening, somebody must be right. I also put another prediction for our president: blooming flower mid-month of June. That's where he had a lot of problem last June. And I see December, which is now in red, will tell you what's going to happen to our president in December. Many of you have watched those videos and read my newsletters, are fully aware of this quatrain, but I have to put it up again to refresh your memory. Now, another very important part of this newsletter, I wrote, this is what you missed if you're not a VIP. What I did, I copied last week full forecast, not the introduction, because there's a lot of things that I cannot divulge. Only my VIP read the full introduction each month. But I kind of give you an idea of what our daily guidance and forecast is all about. I'm using only one sample, but you can go and read it and then introspectively see what happened to you when you read the forecast and the lunation in all the sign that took place in the dramatic sign of Scorpio. So if you were a cosmic coder, you would read this on that newsletter. And the reason why I put it up is to give you an idea. I can talk and I can dance on my head talking about UFO and the sun. I can only use words. But when I write or when you read it, it may sink a little bit deeper and make you understand why it is important for you to synchronize with the gearbox, with the cosmic code jurisdiction, and understand how God speaks to us through marvelous cosmic creation. He speaks to us through the sign. There is no other way that God's going to speak to us through the sign, which is a reflection, of course, of the 12 hours of the day, the 12 months of the year, the 12 apostles, the 12 saints, the 12 jury, the 12 tribe of Israel, or the initial cosmic ministry that was supposed to be Jesus' teachings and has nothing to do with the Bible. That is all man-made and created by the Reptilius. So here we are, my friends. Take the time to read all those forecasts. Again, 2020 has a lot of interesting things for you. So be curious, click on your sign and download that ebooks. You're going to get much more than what you bargained for, believe me. And then there is also my next appearances where I'm going to be teaching, lecturing, talking about UFOs. And here we go. Same old story, my friends. If you like my work, I like it, Dr. Turi. I know you're a weirdo. I know you believe in UFOs. Well, actually, I'm past believing UFOs. It's not a religion to me. It's very real, especially when I'm speaking to them face to face and when I end up in a flying saucer and watch my wife being operated on. So there's so much more about all that. And there is so much more that I have to divulge with you with time. Now, be part of the solution. Do not let those negative entities override your mind. Remember, fear is a disease, and that's exactly what they need. Confusion, disease, fear, chaos. They will use gluttony. They will use porn. They will use greed. They will use legal or illegal drugs to hijack your body, your mind, and your soul, and further and promote the forces of darkness, the forces of evil, which makes the core of Pluto, which is the planet of life and death, which is also the base used by the Reptilius. Now, they do not hang on the moon and they do not hang on the Antarctica, believe me. But anyway, if you want to believe one day you're going to go on Mars, well, good for you. But you would have to pay me a lot of money to be that stupid. You're never going to go on Mars. Believe me. That is, again, a fact that the future will prove me right in time. For now, one more time, thank you very much for listening to this new video. To watch this new video, and please read the Cosmic Code newsletter associated with it, and then make it a beautiful day. Goodbye, everybody.